you stuck till the end. Congratulations. How does it feel to have endured my rants and rambling? Sounds great,
Welcome
doesn't
back
it?
to Shreds,
I
Talks,
assume
Books.
since you reached the end,
This is
there
a
must have been
place
something
for
that you liked,
nerds who
and I would
love
love to
words.
know what worked.
Today
If
we are
something
going to
didn't
talk
work,
about
please let
something
me
rather
know
interesting.
instead of leaving rude or
And
nasty
I
comments.
believe
If
that
I
a lot
agree
of
with
people
it,
might not
I will
agree
try to
with my
change
views
it.
on the
But
book
since
today.
I'm a little
Well,
stubborn,
it's a collection
change
of
won't be
books
easy or
and I
fast, so
cannot
have patience.
wait to
Thank
tell
you so
more
much for
about
being
it.
here. Thank you in advance for all the wonderful comments you're about to make. And more than that, thank you for sharing this delightful little gem of a podcast with all your friends and family. Have a great time ahead and see you soon.
How to Get Away with Murder with Miss Maud. What do you want to be when you grow up? I would love to be a happy old lady who loves her home and family. But that's not what Maud is. She is a single, financially secure, slightly grumpy, but perfectly sane 88-year-old woman who enjoys her solitude, her apartment, her travels, and a little bit of murder. In this collection of stories by Helen Thurston, we are introduced to an old single lady called Maud. She lives in an apartment by herself. She's been in that apartment since her father's death when she was only 18. It's a lovely, spacious apartment in downtown Gothenburg, which is hers rent-free due to some hastily drafted contract after her father's death. She lives alone, travels the world, and surfs the internet from the comforts of her father's armchair. It's a solitary existence, and she likes it. Throughout this collection, we see Maud facing some interesting scenarios and dealing with them in a rather questionable manner. We see Maud encountering a local celebrity who has designs on her apartment. We meet her long ago lover whose engagement comes to an abrupt end. We meet some new neighbors who are noisy and brash that meet an equally unpleasant clash in the building. So on and so forth. Maud is brilliantly written. This novel's tongue-in-cheek humor only works if you don't take it too seriously. You probably should stay away from this one if you are one of those people who take offense at solving inconveniences through a little murder. Whether you agree with her solutions or not, I urge you to give Maud a try. You never know, you might just get inspired. An elderly lady is up to no good is followed by an elderly lady must not be crossed. This one follows our octogenarian protagonist to the continent of Africa. The book opens a few months after the first one, and it obviously opens with a murder. Unfortunately, this time the murder happens in Maud's own apartment. The detective in charge of the investigation is very suspect of this frail and feeble sounding old lady, even when there isn't any evidence against Maud. Of course, Maud isn't interested in sticking around being a suspect, so she gallivants off to South Africa for her annual trip. Alas, trouble seems to find Maud as a bee to a flower. Then we bear witness to the wits and smarts of this almost 90-year-old firecracker. In this book, we see Maud through her current and her past scenarios. We see how she's always navigated life's curveball with a bit of her own. Even as a kid, she always was the one with solution, even when the solution was a little murky. Now let's get this straight. Maud isn't for everyone. Her morals, her views are not clean. She sees the world with very different eyes. Her problems are not earth-shattering. However, her solutions are not what might call morally correct. Maud doesn't care about what the world sees as immoral. She marches to her own tune. For someone who has been on her own for the most of her life, taking care of herself and her sister, she's done great. She enjoys her own pub, perfectly peaceful existence, and she is willing to take whatever action she deems necessary to preserve that peace. None of her actions are pre planned to be malicious, and mind you, she just wants to be left alone. Throughout this whole experience, we do end up liking her though. She manages to penetrate our initial incredulity and disbelief, turns us into her corner. From wondering why isn't she getting caught to wishing she isn't. We actually start liking this serial murderer. I guess in the end, we even respect her a little. Helen Thurston manages to make us care and even like this firecracker of an old lady. The book doesn't glorify or even encourage his murder. And as long as you're okay with that, I think you will enjoy the experience.
Hey, you stuck till the end. Congratulations. How does it feel to have endured my rant and rambling? Sounds great, doesn't it? I assume since you reached the end, there must have been something that you liked, and I would love to know what worked. If something didn't work, please let me know instead of leaving rude or nasty comments. If I agree with it, I will try to change it. But since I'm a little stubborn, change won't be easy or fast, so have patience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you in advance for all the wonderful comments you're about to make. And more than that, thank you for sharing this delightful little gem of a podcast with all your friends and family. Have a great time ahead and see you soon.